That's what he did. He swept the fucking leg, and then I fucking hit the ground. Speaking of shitty movie remakes,
No, we're talking about good ones today.
Good ones today.
Good ones.
Good ones today. Yeah, we did the bad ones already.
yeah.
Although since we recorded, though, has anyone thought about any additional bad ones that they'd like to add in there?
I found one that had good and bad remakes. Well, I guess you call it a prequel, not a remake. I was thinking about The Thing, which started out as the 50s movie, The Thing from Another World or whatever, which I never saw, so I can't comment on. But the John Carpenter one was fantastic in the 80s. And then they did that prequel with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, which was horrible. Boy, that was horrible.
Yeah, I never saw the prequel. I did see the John Carpenter. Good Lord.
Oh, it's a classic, yeah.
Yeah, any pretty much, God, like some of the stuff that he did in that time frame is just gold. I mean, amazing.
Yeah.
No, that's a good one though. I recall seeing The Thing back the 50s version only because my parents watched a lot of that old weird sci-fi stuff. But here's my thing: I don't know if I actually saw it like legitimately or it was on like a Mystery Science Theater thing.
Gotcha.
So, but oh well.
What we forgot to mention in the bad ones?
What did we forget to mention?
The Matthew Broderick starring Godzilla.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Matthew Broderick starring Inspector Gadget.
Well, that I mean, that was pretty fucking awful. And then the one with French Stewart,
or the Matthew Broderick starring Producers. Wasn't he in that too? The remake of that.
In the Producers?
Yeah.
Was he in the Producers? Yeah, it was him and Nathan Lane, right?
Nathan Lane, yeah.
Instead of Zero Mostel and Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Gene.
I'm gonna wake up more. Gene Wilder. Yeah.
Good old Gene Wilder. But yeah, that's so we forgot about that. Now, if to segue to good ones, did you guys see Godzilla versus King Kong? King Kong versus Godzilla. Yeah, I thought it was a fun movie. I didn't, it wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but
I preferred the sequel, the
Scrap.
Wow. The remake, Destroy, was it called Destroy?
Get over here.
Everyone had like all the monsters in it again.
That was Destroy All Monsters? No.
Yeah. Didn't they do it in a new series where it was see, I got confused with that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't seen any of the new ones.
Godzilla. When I saw them all, and I don't remember half of them, so that kind of tells you how good they were.
Yeah.
They weren't horrible. They were just not necessary.
Right.
What are you doing over there?
Reese got stuck in my wire. I was trying to get her out.
That's one of our cats.
Sorry. I apologize.
No, you're good. So I thought of some stuff that I'd like to see remade.
Well, before we get into that, I got two more.
Go ahead. Yeah.
One was He-Man, the 80s cartoon Blue. It was absolutely horrible. Like, it doesn't hold up. You go back and watch this lousy.
Oh.
But then they redid it a couple of times. They did a 2000 X series or whatever. That was pretty good. Actually, they rebooted it before that. They had the New Adventures of He-Man where he was in space.
Which the 90s one where he had the long ponytail and shit.
Yeah. But then they did the 2000 X series, which was pretty good. I like the Kevin Smith one. And then there's the kiddie version that's on Netflix right now, too, where it's more kid-friendly, that's still entertaining. And then Turtles. The original Turtles wasn't great, the 80s series. The first mini-series they did before the series was okay. And then it was just, stupid 80s, 90s cartoon. But then they rebooted in the 2000s, which had it more based on the comics, and that was a really good series. And then they did a 2012 series, which was even better. And then they did that Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which, again, I'm just not the target audience. It's more of a kid's show. But my nephew liked it, so.
Yeah, that was actually one that I'd completely forgotten to mention was He-Man and then the Turtles. I really liked the Kevin Smith one. I didn't see the 90s one. I've watched videos on YouTube about He-Man, and there was that one, the Toys That Made Us series on Netflix where they talked about him too. But I really did enjoy the Kevin Smith one, not because it was Kevin Smith, but because it was really well done. And the voice cast on that he got to come out was incredible. Lena Headey, Sarah Michelle Gellar,
Mark Hamill as Skeletor.
yeah, Mark Hamill is fucking Skeletor for fuck's sake. There was just phenomenal cast. Stephen Root, so
Milton.
Milton, yeah, Milton himself was Cringer, and, um, and then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles went through so many permutations. It was just and got better every time until, like you said, this newest one, which again, not the target audience. So
And it's getting rebooted again next year with a Seth Rogen movie, and then a series probably based on that.
is it going to be live action or is it going to be cartoon?
Nobody knows. I think it's going to be cartoon. I think the movie's animated. So
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant was because let's not talk about the fucking live action Turtles TV show.
the next
So,
mutation.
yeah, the less said about that, the better. But so speaking of things that are supposed to be coming out, and I don't know if this is going to come out anymore because HBO Max is apparently shit in the bed and then like self-destructing and shit's getting taken off of it. But have any of you seen Clone High?
No.
Yeah, the original series, yes.
Okay, so there was supposed to be a reboot on HBO Max. I don't know where it stands now, but I would absolutely love to see that. Came out in the early 2000s, like around the same time as Mission Hill and the Oblongs and stuff like that, where animation was just it was really really good and nobody fucking cared about it, and like these awesome shows just fell by the wayside. Metalocalypse lasted way longer than I thought it would, but I still want a proper ending to that.
I got my Oblongs DVD signed at Wizard World Convention.
Nice.
He shows up in face paint, like he dresses as a clown.
Really?
He's never had a picture taken outside of his clown makeup.
Huh. I've got Mission Hill and I've got Clone High on DVD. I don't have the Oblongs on DVD, but that's one I want to get. Invader Zim had a not a reboot, not a remake, but a continuation. That was another one
on Netflix. Enter the Florpus.
Yeah, which I thought was good.
They also did a Rocco's continuation movie too, where it was like Rocco's Modern Life, but if it's aged in real time, like they were stuck in outer space or something and came back to the planet now.
Oh,
just like Beavis and Butthead, which has been fantastic. I mean, we know we mentioned this before, but the last couple episodes have just been even better.
Yeah.
Really
dude, absolutely.
Yeah.
Quite jovial.
They're doing I listened to an interview with one of the showrunners, and they're doing a whole episode of just smart Beavis and Butthead.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Have you guys, Tom, Danielle, have either of you had any instances of watching any of the shit that Richie and I are talking about?
No.
So,
not. I mean,
we're
other than
watching Scrubs. That tells you where we're at.
All right. So, Clone High is by the same people that did Scrubs, and the entire the main cast have all done voices on Clone High. And the main cast of Clone High has all guest starred on Scrubs at some point.
Oh, that's cool.
It makes sense. Yeah, Nicole Sullivan. Yeah, I was just looking at the kid.
It's so stupid too. It's a high school with clones of famous people. It's Cleopatra, Gandhi,
Lincoln,
George Washington Carver.
George Washington Carver's the fucking man on that. And that's
a whole Black and Tan episode where he teamed up with Gandhi. Black and Tan. Yeah, Cleopatra and Joan of Arc are like cheerleader rivals.
No. Joan of Arc is a goth girl, like an emo girl, and Cleopatra's like the is like the cheerleader girl. So JFK is in it too, and the main character is Abraham Lincoln. And Abraham Lincoln is voiced by
Will Forte.
Yep, and Krista Miller is Cleopatra. Nicole Sullivan is Joan of Arc, and I forget who plays Gandhi.
Gandhi's Michael McDonald.
Okay, there we go. And then George Washington Carver. Bloody hell, I can't remember his name. Donald Faison plays George Washington Carver.
Oh,
And
cool.
George Washington Carver at some point invents a little peanut person, I guess you would call it, a little peanut creature that dances around. And I mean, Jack Black starred on it, or was a guest star on it, playing himself. Marilyn Manson was on it, playing himself. They had all kinds of like celebrity cameos. It was on MTV at the time.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask. I didn't know where it originally aired.
The principal has a robot that's Mr. Belvedere, pretty much, and he calls him Wesley.
Yeah, and he calls everyone Wesley because he talks like this, Wesley. It's all right. So fuck you. It's funny though. You gotta watch it.
It is a very good show. It's funny.
It's very hard to find though. It's one of those. Remember we talked about like music rights and licensing fees and shit. And
it's easy to find if you have the internet.
Gotcha.
Right. It's easy to find if the internet. It's all on. It's actually all on YouTube. Every episode's on YouTube. But they have the issue where they took out when they made the DVDs. They didn't get the rights to any of the music, and so it's all with this weird background music, like you know,
it's like the crappy dubbed over ECW stuff.
Yeah,
you put out.
Yeah. So all right. So Clone High. I mentioned Metalocalypse. I'd like to see a true end to that. Richie, you said Turtles. Teen Titans, not Teen Titans Go, but the original Teen Titans, I'd like to see picked back up, even though they kind of did, you know, with Young Justice kind of took over that spot. Then Gravity Falls, which came to a logical conclusion, but I would have liked to seen that series go on longer. Have you guys seen that at all?
Mm-mm.
That one's on Disney, but it's more like an adult type. It's almost in the Simpsons vein as far as the humor, but it was really good. And then Symbionic Titan, which I thought was really good. That was on Cartoon Network. And then what was there? There was one more, but I don't remember what it was. So if I remember it, I'll break.
Is this all stuff that you want them to reboot?
I want either rebooted or just continued. It doesn't even have to be rebooted. Pick up where it left off.
I've got two big ones. My Name is Earl, so that they can finally like end it, whether it's bad or good, so that they can end it. And then the second one, Dead Like Me, because I think that would be cool to see in like today's world.
Glow needs.
That was another one, yeah.
Yeah.
Glow needs a finish.
Yep.
It needs an end.
Yeah. Right now it's at the 2.5 count.
Yeah.
It's just that's a good one. I didn't think about Glow as far as continuation or finishing. My Name is Earl. Daniel and I have watched the series through like 2 or 3 different times now. Yeah. And it sucks because there is no end to it. I mean, definitely needs something. And I think they flirted over time about doing like a TV movie or
like they did with Dead Like Me. Dead Like Me, they ended up doing a TV movie. I think they did 2 movies, didn't they?
I think so. Of course, you can always pull what Psych did and now just start putting out TV movies.
Mm-hmm.
But Danielle had a couple ideas too, and one that I know that I'd certainly loved as a kid. Danielle, you want to do that one? That's the one that you have in as your note is Remakes We Hope Happen. That's in pre-production, supposedly.
What one?
Honey,
I Shrunk the Kids.
Yep, that one.
Yeah, that's supposedly that's going to be interesting because it's they apparently got Rick Moranis back and he's coming out of retirement to do it. But it's Josh Gad, the guy that did
Olaf's voice.
Yeah, Olaf's voice.
And he was LeFou in in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. So apparently he's going to, I don't know if he's going to like take over the series from Rick Moranis. I don't know. I just thought it was really cool that like they have Rick Moranis signed on. Because I mean, he hasn't done anything and
he went dormant for like a couple decades and showed up in a commercial.
The Cricket wireless commercial. Or no, Mint Mobile.
Yeah.
His wife died and he took over raising the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that he would have come back for Ghostbusters But like if he comes back for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, I think that would be like awesome. I would go see that. I would go take the kids to go see that.
Yeah, and that was one thing outside of him too, just how it would look now, because it looked so cool then as a kid, how that movie was shot, and just really, really at the time anyway, and still going back on it now, it's pretty neat special effects wise. But I'd really like to see how they would do that now. Just out of curiosity, I think that would be kind of interesting.
Our kids both enjoyed the original. Like they both like sitting down and like, I mean, they didn't want to sit down and watch it because yet again, they're not big into live action, but like, I think they both cried at the ant scene, just like we did when we were kids. It's a movie that like holds its own, but it would be cool to see it like continue.
Yeah, and that's like your note has it supposedly in pre-production. So that's the thing. I looked up actually kind of really quick going back to Clone High about the reboot there, and it looks like the last information on that was back in like January. So who knows? I guess there's no set date maybe for that sort of thing. It's kind of like, hey, we're going to do this, and we'll see when it comes out. The one I thought, and again, I don't know. Bobby mentioned the word continuation. So I don't know if this is so much of a reboot that I would like to see what happened, would be the Major League movies. But let's completely erase the third one that even happened. That doesn't count. It has to go 1, 2, and then a true third.
Was that Back to the Minors, the third one?
Yeah.
Back
to the Minors.
That's just
honestly, I've never even seen it. The only way that I even really remember it was when we were in high school. I worked as an aide for the athletic director, and he had the soundtrack because it was just given to him at some point. And so every once in a while, I'd put the soundtrack on when I was working in this office.
Wow. That's actually, it probably wasn't half bad, honestly.
I have no idea who was even on it, but I would just use it as background.
But the one thing and what's his face? Bob Uecker's still alive, and he's still active. And so while he's still with us, please make us a proper Major League. Doesn't have to be a reboot, just a continuation. Bring back a couple of the old guys as coaches or whatever they are now.
It's not Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, he's not coming back.
Tiger Blood.
But supposedly there was a fourth one in the works back in development with Sheen and Wesley Snipes and all that, because Wesley Snipes wasn't even in the second one. Omar Epps took his spot.
Yeah.
But that the last notes on it was like 2011. So obviously it's a dead project. But that's one I would just love to see. I always love those movies. Honestly, as a sequel, I don't think the second one gets enough credit. It's just funny, no, that's definitely one I'd like to see continue. Like I said, not necessarily a reboot, but just what's next, You
could do Willie Mays Hayes finally gets into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, like really, like, I mean, seriously, like what happened to their careers? Like, I mean, come on, we got to have a Jack Parkman, cameo. I mean, come on.
He makes the ladies sick.
Yeah. They love it when he does his shimmy.
So I was thinking about this too. We talked about Scrubs on the last one. They're talking about a reboot of that or a continuation of that with JD as the chief of medicine.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So I don't know what if that's gonna actually come to fruition, but there was talks of that, and then I was listening to, and I stopped because I just haven't been listening to many podcasts aside from ours, because ours is the best one. But I was Jesus crickets on that joke. But I was listening to their podcast that the fake friends or fake doctors real friends podcast that Zach Braff and why can't I remember his name tonight?
Donald Faison.
Donald Faison, yeah.
JD and Turk.
Yeah, JD and Turk. Well, I guess that would be their couple name.
Jerk.
That would be their couple's name. Jerk. But no, so JD and Turk have their own podcast, and it's like a rewatch of the series. And they were talking about potentially doing a Dr. Acula movie, which I would watch it. I would. I'm not gonna lie.
They were in a commercial fairly recently too. What was it?
Yes. Was
know,
it T-Mobile?
You think so? And I tell you what, man, Turk done aged a bit, but JD's got a little wear on the tires now.
I can't say.
You mentioning podcast reminded me of something that I think would be really cool to see. Christy Carlson Romano from the Disney Channel.
Mhm.
Like, she has a podcast with Will Friedle. How do
Yeah.
you say? Because they starred in Kim Possible together, and like their podcast is all like voice actors.
Oh.
So I think it would be really cool to see a hit on like Kim Possible.
I would like to see Christy Carlson Romano.
Well, she has.
I'd just like to see her. Like,
she's got videos
Preferably
on
naked.
Facebook.
Who was
yeah,
it?
but I mean, like actually her, not like I don't want to have to look at my phone. I want to like.
I never heard of her.
Well, she's married,
cute.
so
Well, it's
She's
Hollywood. It's Hollywood. You know, marriage doesn't matter.
She
in
said it was a
Hollywood.
Disney thing. Doesn't it mean she's like 12? This feels wrong.
she's not. She's like my age.
Okay. I mean, she's old. Okay, gotcha.
Wow.
Thanks.
Dude, if looks could kill, Danielle
actually,
would fucking murder you.
She is a year younger than me.
And she's 38.
Yeah.
In
No,
a row?
thank you for putting my age out there, Tom. Thanks.
You're welcome. Do what I can.
So I was just looking it up. I was thinking Revenge
She's
of the
28. She's 28.
Tom's going to be sleeping in the trailer tonight.
No, it's at the shop.
Well, you got a long fucking drive, bud.
He's sleeping in the back garage, close to the neighbor.
Yeah, you can sleep under the basketball hoop.
No.
What's licking my ear?
Oh, how could we talk about like remakes, reboots without talking about the big one that's coming up like in just a couple of days? Hocus Pocus 2.
Oh yeah, duh.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Hocus Pocus 2.
I've never seen the first one.
What?
Yeah.
Richard, you've seen it, right?
I have, yes.
Okay.
Every Halloween.
How could you have not seen the first one?
I just seem
It's
like
got my brain just farted.
it's got Bette Midler, it's got Kathy Najimy, and it's got Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, they got the three witches.
Gary
And
Marshall as the devil.
And
who is the devil?
Gary Marshall.
No shit.
He's
Yeah.
not really the devil. They go into his like house and he's dressed as the devil.
No.
what's funny is that like Penny Marshall is his wife. It's like brother and sister playing
By the way,
husband and wife.
they're Italian, not Jewish. Marshall's not really their last name.
Really?
Yep.
I think I knew that. I read her memoir like a couple years ago. It's really juicy. It's a good book.
I gotta look this up now.
What?
Her real last name.
James Caan, however, is Jewish and played an Italian guy. And won an award for being like Italian of the Year.
Well, you know. Makes sense.
Yeah.
What was it, Tom?
I don't know. I'm looking.
It was Spaghetti. Her real name is Penny Spaghetti.
Bob, you need to sit down. You need to watch the movie. That's
a classic.
It's one of the best Halloween movies ever.
His last name was Mascarelli. M-A-C. Jesus Christ, I'm Italian and I can't. M-A-S-C-I-A-R-E-L-L-I.
Mascarelli?
Mascarelli, yeah.
Muscatoli?
Original family name.
Passafajoule?
It also had the guy who played Proby in NCIS.
Never watched
Still one of
NCIS.
the few guys that's still on there. Wasn't the little girl Thora Burt? No, she wasn't Thora Burt. She was somebody famous. She grew up to be somebody famous.
I don't know, the 32nd season of NCIS was amazing.
Yes.
I,
I like the beginning. You know.
I've never seen
I
any
don't know, yeah.
NCIS.
No, I think it's like one of those like Law and Order type shows that's on for been on forever. Yeah.
Polly Prick's still hot. She's not on it anymore. And it had the man from Uncle on as their guy
Armie
that looks
Hammer?
at dead people. No, the original one.
Henry
Didn't Armie
Cavill.
Hammer want to eat people, and that's why he's not on TV anymore or movies?
Yeah, apparently he's into some slight cannibalism.
Stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's like some light treason.
Wait, who likes to eat people?
Armie Hammer.
Oh.
I mean, who would have thought with that very normal, not at all weird name?
That's
Good point. Good point. Yeah.
Fuck names their kid Army. I'm sure it's like short for like Armando or like Armand or
Apparently it's short for cannibal.
yeah.
Tom,
Armand. No, it's short for arm of the leg.
we could have a whole
fucking
podcast on interesting things.
Interesting cannibals.
No, interesting like
There's that
names.
Jeffrey Dahmer series starting soon on Netflix.
Starring Armie Hammer.
No, it's somebody famous. That
funny.
not Tobey Maguire. Maybe it is Tobey Maguire. No, who was the one that played the Hobbit? That looks like Tobey Maguire.
Elijah Wood.
That's it. Yeah, he's going to be Jeffrey Dahmer.
So
Okay.
I've
So
heard that
Elijah
there is a lot of.
from
I heard that
Sin
there's a
City.
lot of controversy around that.
I don't know. Weird.
I was just reading it on Facebook.
A
So
weird gay cannibal. I don't know why there'd be.
No, because like apparently like it. I don't know. I'm not going to talk on it. But like I know that like there's a Facebook group like Gay History of Wisconsin, and they're like, don't go see this movie.
Bob can't comment on this because he's not allowed to say gay in Florida.
Yeah, if I do, it's just a loud beep or a dolphin noise.
I thought they
Wait,
just
it can't be dolphin.
they come in and throw a bag over your head and you disappear.
I thought you were going to say about the controversy about that movie being like Frodo like eats Sam or something. Like
No, that's gay too.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I said it.
Wow.
It was the other way
Right
around.
here.
Sam was the bottom. Sam was the
It's really funny looking. So I was trying to look it up on Facebook what I saw on the controversy on that, and I go to put in like gay Wisconsin, and it came up Wisconsin gay camping buddies. So if anybody out there is interested,
Well, I mean, Rich,
you do need a
there
place
you
to stay, Bob.
yeah, I do need a place to stay, but I'm not going to be gay for stay.
It's not gay if you're doing it for money.
Listen, $20 is $20.
Yep.
Speaking
I'm
of
gonna
remakes,
find it. I'm gonna find it.
As long
No,
as
thanks.
the Fly was a good remake.
Speaking of spitting stuff up, spitting up goo.
No Fly.
Okay, here it is. Okay, so this History of Gay Wisconsin group was asked about two different, like basically they were going to do a Dahmer documentary, and but they had like two directions that it could have gone in, and one of them was to be produced by Jeffrey Schwartz, hoping to set the record straight. I don't know what, like, as I said, I don't know enough about it, but they decided
this was gay Wisconsin. How are they going to do it straight?
But they went with Ryan Murphy from American Horror Story, Milwaukee. So that's the reason why.
Oh, that's right. Jesus Christ! It's not. I don't know why I got. It's not the guy from The Hobbit. It's the guy from American Horror Stories. That Evan, the one that played.
Oh, Evan Peters.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, so we just threw Elijah Wood under the bus.
Yeah, I don't know why I had Elijah Wood in my head. He was just. There's something Elijah Wood's going to be in.
I don't know. I just called him a cannibal and said that he would eat.
Yeah,
Sam.
I'm sorry. Damn. I feel horrible now. Actually, I don't.
I don't either.
Or Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood's going to be in the Toxic Avenger reboot, which we don't need.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we're talking reboots here, and you just dropped that bomb on us.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I looked it up here, and there he is.
Who's he playing?
Doesn't
He
say, but
played Stanley?
apparently it's complete.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was even in the works.
Peter Dinklage is going to be on Kevin Bacon. Well, that's got an interesting cast list.
Huh.
Oh yeah, 2022. Go figure. Yeah, Peter Dinklage.
Is Peter Dinklage going to play Mini Toxie?
He might be the voice. That would be cool. Like Peter Dinklage would be a good voice.
What if Peter Dinklage is Toxie?
That's what I meant.
And
Yeah.
but I mean, like, what if he plays Stanley before, like, and
I
then
think that would be the Elijah Wood thing.
Yeah, it says Peter. Yeah, Peter Dinklage as Winston in Toxic Avenger. Elijah Wood is blank. He's just in the movie.
Now they've done 4 Toxic Avenger movies and a cartoon series.
Yes, I remember
None
the
of them
cartoon
were
series
good
well.
except for the first Toxic Avenger movie, and the cartoon was okay for being a
Yeah, cartoon wasn't bad. It was. I remember being on Channel 17 with the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. Like, but not the good Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon, the janky ass one that was on weekdays.
I got all the figures over in the other room. They're cool figures. They were made by Playmates, so they all look like Turtles figures.
By
That's great. That's another
Playmates.
thing we should do is R-rated movies that had kid shows. That could be a whole episode.
I feel like we talked about some of that in passing, but we should, because there were so many of them that had cartoon shows and then had NES games made out of them.
Daniel, you said Playmate. He's talking about the toy company.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the feminine products.
Not the Playboy Playmates.
No.
I thought Playboy. I was like, wow, Richie's got the connections over there.
There's a lot of movies there, a lot of nudity in the Truman movies, but I met Lloyd Kaufman a couple of times at conventions too. He's cool.
Didn't he sign your copy of the Toxic Avengers? The
Yeah,
cartoon? The NES one?
No. I got the Larry Hama signed my
Bucky O'Hare.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But I got the I think I have a signed UMD of Toxic Avenger somewhere. We were talking about that before, the UMD. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's really cool. Do you have the Toxic Avengers game for was that NES or was that Super Nintendo and stuff?
It was Game Boy, which I don't have, but then I have complete in box copies for the NES and Genesis.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you'd like to buy the Playmates stock, by the way, it's still out there at 8 cents a share. Throwing it out there for you.
There was also a Killer Tomatoes NES game because that had a cartoon. That could do it for a remake. The sequel to Killer Tomatoes starred, which was called Return of the Killer Tomatoes. John Astin was the mad scientist, and a young George Clooney was the hero of the movie.
And it always cracked me up because he was supposed to be in the cartoon.
Yeah.
It looked nothing like him, just looked like an old guy with like squinty eyes. And he had a parachute always out.
No, that was a different guy. That was the guy from the first movie.
That was the guy from the first movie?
Yeah, he had a parachute in the first movie too. The first movie's weird. The cartoon series. Well, they're all weird, but I mean.
But I thought he was I thought his character. Maybe did they mix those two characters for the cartoon?
The guy was in like a lot of them. He was just a returning character.
Okay.
George Clooney was like the star de facto of the second one.
Gotcha.
After his starring run on Facts of Life.
You guys had made a comment earlier about reboots hitting different streaming services, and I know Danielle had a couple notes, and I had one too. Danielle, you want to do yours first on Fuller House, and then I'm going to hit mine. Talking about decent, like the way it was done correctly, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, just the Fuller House. Like, I liked how they brought most of the people back, with the exception of the twins. And I felt like they stayed true to the original. Like, it was still that like sappy, like perfect family that still like has issues that like normal people have, and they always handle it like the perfect way. And I felt like it was a good like nostalgia going back to like TGIF Friday nights, sitting down and watching the original.
I wanted to watch that. I wanted to watch that because I heard what's her name had a fuller chest.
Who? Oh, Stephanie. Yeah.
Yes, that is accurate statement.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, after a while, didn't she have drug issues too for a while, or alcohol or something?
I think
I
she
think
was
everything.
addicted. I think she was addicted to meth.
Yeah, and they actually somewhat halfway address that kind of in the show, not to that level, but they basically talk about her having addiction issues and getting herself cleaned up, and they do a nice job with it. I'll say that. You know,
in the same vein, the other one I wanted to watch was the Fresh Prince one, because I heard that was really, they played it up more straight, and it's supposed to be like gun violence and stuff like that, and it's supposed to be a little scarier.
Yeah,
Like,
I think there's
a
lot more more drama to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one I was looking forward to in this kind of the same vein of Fuller House, another Netflix is kind of going back, and they've already, I guess, shot a lot of these, was that 90s show.
Yeah.
And they're able to get most of the cast back. I think I dogged that 80s show quite extensively on the other episode we did of this. But obviously that 70s show to me is fantastic. I just, that whole.
So this is a remake or a continuation of that 70s show?
Right. Yeah. And it's continuation, but kind of a reboot, because now you're following, Donna and Eric's, I guess, kids. Right.
It's their kids, but they're not going to be in the whole series. Yeah. It's going to be
Kitty and Red are the name too.
Yeah, they're going to be kind of like I think it's like their daughter comes back for like a summer break. So like the grandparents are kind of like watching her, and it's going to go kind of in the same line. I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they explain how much time's gone by. And I'm curious to see how they're going to explain Danny Masterson's absence.
That was one thing, like watching, it was funny because Daniel and I had rewatched a lot of that 70s show and then jumped right into The Ranch.
And I loved The Ranch.
Phenomenal show. I don't know if you guys have watched that at all. Phenomenal. Absolutely good. Now, I will say that, after Danny Masterson's stuff, he's gone after a little while, because of his, so he gets replaced. But it's a great, Sam Elliott, you can't go wrong. But it's Ashton. How does Don Vito say it? Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher, Sam Elliott, Danny Masterson in the first 6 seasons. Danny Masterson gets replaced by Dax Shepard in season 7 and 8.
It's just a really good cast. What?
The wrestler guy?
No, not Dax Harwood.
Oh no,
Shepard, the guy the guy that's married to.
He's in Idiocracy.
I never saw Idiocracy.
What?
Never seen Idiocracy,
dude?
That's a Mike Judge classic.
You said married to, and I like Kristen popped in my head, and I almost said Kristen Stewart, and it's like that's not right, Danielle. That's
Dax Shepard's married to Kristen Bell.
Yeah, he's in a what's that real famous TV show that he's in? I don't watch it, but it's the sappy one. That's that TV show that he's in.
Google it.
Yes.
He was in Chips, apparently. I never saw that either.
Yeah, he was in Chips. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Employee of the Month.
Nope.
With our friend of the show, Dane Cook.
Dane Cook. Everybody, Dane Cook.
I don't see him in a show though, Tom.
Right. Maybe he just guest starred. But I thought he was in it as more.
I just went through the list of all this.
Yeah, he was in This Is Us, wasn't he?
I don't know. I've never seen.
As an episode. I just remember seeing like a.
When did you watch This Is Us?
I didn't watch it. I remember seeing a whatchamacallit, like an ad on TV, and I just assumed he was in the show.
Who are you watching This Is Us with?
He was in an episode of It's Always Sunny and Parks and Rec, apparently.
Yeah, he was on. Yeah, that's right. He was on It's Always Sunny.
Oh, and he was the main character in Parenthood for 90 episodes. Never saw any of that. I've never seen any of the movies he was in. It's awesome.
He's kind of like a goofy looking guy, and that's one of those matchups that I kind of always like. It's like that's got to be true love. Like
he was in a show. That's what it was. It was a show called Parenthood. That's what it was. It was in the early 2000s. I knew it was more of a, but yeah, he shows up in different things. He was in an episode of My Name Is Earl. Like he was, he did a lot of that stuff with Punk'd back then.
The only thing I ever saw that he was in is Kristen Bell. Oh,
Wing. Good Lord.
it's good to be back.
I was just looking at his like the movies that he's in, and one of the movies that I have on our list is he actually was in. It's Cheaper by the Dozen, which like
That was a remake, wasn't it?
yeah, it was a remake, and they're actually like I don't know if
They remade it again, didn't they?
Yeah, they remade it again, starring Zach Braff and Gabrielle Union.
You know what? That would be better if it was Gabrielle Sibiday.
Oh,
Precious?
Precious.
Yeah.
I know who that
Cheaper by the
was.
Dozen. It's a story about her going to the donut shop.
Oh man.
She showed up in a couple episodes of that American Horror Story, which is really good. But well, not good. It's entertaining. Put it that way.
I have no words. I'm just gonna
They
shake my
should
head.
remake Dirty Work with her. If only so they could do the scene. I hear all 31 flavors running around in there.
You know what's funny is the only person that's still alive from Dirty Work is Artie Lang, who tried to
who the
commit
fuck would have thought
suicide
that?
and OD'd like 9 times.
I know.
Doesn't even have a nose anymore.
Yeah, I know. Because Jack Warren's been dead for years. Well, Chevy Chase is still alive.
Was he?
Oh yeah,
in
Chevy
Dirty
Chase
Work?
was in that movie.
Yeah, he
was
plays
the
the doctor.
doctor.
He's doctor. He plays because he gets his arm broken by the bookies.
Yeah.
He's like, "How are you going to perform the heart surgery?" Broken arm.
Well, in recent years, isn't he one of the ones that you know everybody's kind of just forgotten about?
Oh, he was a jerk off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
he's
everybody
That's what I
thought, "Dude,
mean.
go
that,
fuck
that
yourself,
was
Chevy
the
Chase."
whole community thing.
It was just because during the
Yeah.
pandemic, I watched that on Netflix. That's a fan. Well, until the last season or two, that was a fantastic.
Yes,
show.
agree completely. Danielle and I did the same thing. We sat and slammed through Community. It's a fantastic show, but
It is
until
a
the end,
fantastic
it's
show.
I can't think of the guy's name. The lead to that was in Stargirl now. That's Star.
Joel McHale.
And yeah, thank you. He's good
Yeah.
in that.
I
That's a
love
good
Joel
I
show.
love Joel McHale. Joel McHale's fantastic.
We love to watch him on The Soup.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something that I wish they would bring that back.
Yeah, I think it is back, or they were bringing it back, or it was back and it went away. But it was a girl that was.
My mom was watching a
hosting
cooking
it.
show, and he was the host of the cooking show. It was like some kind of like hidden kitchen thing where you had to look for clues in the kitchen to find out what the recipe was. Like, wow, I thought your career was doing better than this, Joel. But
No, I liked.
I like these a
I
lot.
even liked the Joel McHale show on Netflix when he
Yeah,
came
that
back
was
from
only
the
on
dead.
for a few episodes too.
Yeah, I thought that was really good though.
Yeah, but between the stuff he did on The Soup and then he'll show up periodically on Masked Singer.
Yeah.
And
I
it
was
was
like
like
a
just
guest
popped in my
host.
head. You guys were talking because it was only on for a little bit. That's what threw it into my head. But it's the 20th anniversary of Firefly, and that needs a reboot or a continuation.
Yes,
That was a one seasoner, wasn't it?
Yeah, yes, it was 12 episodes and a
I
movie.
love that show.
I just
but
looked
it
it
got a
up.
movie. It
It's a
did
good
get the
movie,
movie. It got
It got an
Serenity.
end. Yeah.
All right, Top, we're watching this. It's Crime Scene Kitchen. That's what Joel
That's it.
McHale is.
Yeah.
Is
It's
hosting
entertaining.
now.
It was a good show. I was surprised.
As
And
opposed- is that like when you have sex with a girl on her period and it's in the kitchen?
No, it's like
Oh.
you go in there and there's like a mess in the kitchen and like there's dishes out and maybe recipe stuff and you
There's
got
a dead body in there. You know?
in the kitchen and you get points if you get the recipe right and how close you get to the thing. And it was a good concept. You
I
like
like
it.
the joke better.
it's still on, apparently.
It's
It's
still okay.
from 2021 till now.
It was good.
I like my joke better.
Yep.
And this is why I don't have a girlfriend. Do that or my fucking face. I haven't decided.
Could be both. Why not both?
It could be both. Could very well be both. It probably is both. Let's be honest.
One thing I wanted to throw on a note too is, and I have a hard time thinking that this is like I'm not saying that the remake's better type thing, but I thought it was a good reboot. Was when they redid the Oceans series, although it was only one. The original was only one movie with Frank and Sammy and all that. But the Oceans 11 and 12 and 13 kind of ish, but really good. Oceans 11 is a great popcorn movie. Really is. The good cast. It's funny. It's action pace, whatever.
I agree. Yeah.
It's just one of those deals. But the original is awesome. I have a hard time. I have fond memories of watching that one with my mom. So it's hard for me to like separate the two to say compare them. But I really liked Ocean's 12 as well. It's completely different than the other two movies.
Is that the woman one? The all girl Ocean's movie?
No, that's Ocean's 8 or 9 or whatever they called that one.
We stopped watching.
I didn't watch
after
that
a point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So let me, along those lines, let me ask you this. So there's two shows that I have in mind that were, at least for me, absolute staples of any sick day. Whenever I'd stay home sick from school, they were shows that I would watch. All right.
The Price is Right.
Yeah.
No. Well, that's one. But we're not. Well, that's one of them, but that's not what I'm thinking of right now.
Bold and Beautiful.
No.
Oh.
So,
Days of Our Lives.
No. So what? Well,
As the world turns.
So Hogan's Heroes.
Okay. Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
Which I don't know. Could they remake that now? Would there be a market for that now?
I would argue that was a remake. That was there's two movies, The Great Escape and Gulag 13, maybe in the other movie. And they
but I'm saying
based off of that.
Yeah, but it was more like comedic. That stuff was more like thriller type.
Well,
I'm saying
thanks to your friends in Florida,
Log 17.
Nazis are heroes now, so you can't do a World War II thing.
All right. Well, I mean, but I would like to see that, and I just don't know whether you do it. Do you do it as an actual show, or do you do it as like a movie? I think it could work as a movie. Maybe.
Did they not make a movie of that at some point?
I don't think they did.
I just told you, The Great Escape and Gulag 13.
No,
Well, yeah, but we're talking about like actually in that vein.
I don't
No, they did. Fuck. What was that shitty one with Kelsey Grammer? McHale's Navy.
That was McHale's Navy. Yeah.
They did McHale's Navy.
Bruce Campbell was in that too.
Bruce Campbell was in that fucking movie?
Yep, pretty sure. Yeah. Oh no, that may have been Down Periscope.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. I'm thinking of Down Periscope. McHale's Navy was with who was in that fucking piece of shit?
Down Periscope. He's talking about the Kelsey Grammer movie.
Yeah.
Who was in? Up and Joel McHale showed up when I was looking for McHale's Navy.
Joel McHale's Navy.
There you go.
I would watch that.
The only thing I can remember about Down Periscope was that one joke about the tattoo that Kelsey Grammer says he has on his penis. It says
Tom Arnold. That's who was in fucking McHale's Navy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was
And
Tom.
who did you get that confused with?
What's his name from? Well, listen. All right, hold on.
And Tim Curry. Tim Curry was in it too. Tim Curry's done some bad.
Tom Arnold, Dean Stockwell, Ernest Borgnine, Deborah Messing, David Allen Greer, Tim Curry, Bruce Campbell, French Stewart,
who was also in a
weird
Mr. Gadget horrible live action movie.
Yeah.
Keep going. You also got Henry Cho and Tommy Chong.
Wait, where the fuck? How did I don't see Tommy Chong on IMDb.
Oh, he's on the Wikipedia.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see him on the IMDb. That's where I'm at. But yeah, there was.
I think he played a stoner. Just a guess.
I would imagine.
Gee.
But let's see that.
Like a 70s show. I hope they would he be dead?
Oh yeah, I hope they bring him back.
If he'd be dead or not.
No, dude, he's not. Nah, he'll be fine. He's high as hell all the time. He'll be all right.
So what about MASH, which in itself, the TV show was obviously either a remake or a continuation of the movie, but completely different tone. So what about that?
I don't know. Like, I remember watching a ton of the original series with my parents for obvious reasons. I did see Alan Alda shared a picture. I forget who he's with, but he was talking about 50th anniversary of or something. I can't
Now,
remember the.
Now I bring up MASH not because I think they should remake it or even do a movie or do anything. Like leave that one sit, because I don't think, I don't like the idea of profiting off of any war or any, commercializing any war or conflict or anything like that. Especially not Vietnam or Korea. Sorry, Korea,
Yes,
because
Korean.
Korea is just a conflict anyway.
They would have to if they redid that, they would have to redo it in that same time frame,
right?
Which would be impossible to do now, because you really can't move that up and say, "Oh, we're going to do this with Desert Storm or Afghanistan or whatever." Right. It doesn't work.
I don't think you can get away with the Klinger character anymore either.
No, yeah, and that's the thing. There's just so much to that. But I bring that up not because I want to see it remade, but because I really hope they don't. Hogan's Heroes, I would like to see like a done well. I would like to see like a movie of it. Again, I know that they did the Escape from Gulag 13 and whatever else, The Great Escape, but I would like to see a comedic movie version of Hogan's Heroes,
like the Brady Bunch movies.
Better than the Brady Bunch movies.
Hulk Hogan's Heroes.
Hulk Hogan.
That'd be awesome.
But I think that would be cool.
Going back to MASH for a second, just random trivia, but Big Bird's teddy bear in Sesame Street's named Radar after the character on MASH.
That's right. I forgot about that. But that's one
good Jeopardy question.
That is a good Jeopardy question. But that's one I don't want to see them do anything with MASH any further. I feel like that was definitely a product of its time. It's definitely leave it as is. It was done as well as can be done. You cannot improve on it. Do not bring it back.
Danielle and I constantly talk about a couple different shows that need to either, not I say brought back, but like they need to be introduced to a new generation.
Small Wonder.
Hey Dude, and Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah.
Okay. But see, here's the thing. I feel like they would go down that Disney-fied path and they would just get completely fucked up.
I think that needs to be like on a Netflix or streaming service type thing.
I was gonna say, they were
so let them get away with a little bit of Hey Dude, not really. Hey Dude is a clean show, so that would get Disney. That was Disney-fied anyway. Salute Your Shorts wasn't really. That had a little bit of a flair to it. So
right. I know they were on Nickelodeon. I remember like going to Nickelodeon Studios back when I was a kid and hoping to run into them and not realizing that, hey, not just because it's called Nickelodeon Studios doesn't mean that they filmed them there.
Maybe that Jesus Christ, Saved by the Bell reboot.
Oh God, that's right.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
It was their daughter or their kids going back to school. But
I didn't watch that either.
Yeah,
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch Girl Meets World.
I wish I did, because I heard that it was pretty okay. That it was like I loved Boy Meets World, so like that was right up my alley, and I don't know why I didn't watch it.
We mentioned this last time, but I watched one episode of the Punky Brewster one and just said meh.
Because Topanga's real name was Danielle. That's why. Her real name was Danielle.
Yeah.
No,
I liked it because yet again it was like growing up with it. It's like the stuff that they were experiencing is stuff that you were experiencing in school, and I think that like having a daughter that is that age now, it's like that's how you learned some stuff. Now they learn it on their phones and they learn it from the internet. And
Boy Meets World had that fantastic. It was based in Philly, so he had that cool thing going on with it.
It was not based. Oh no, you're right. It was. He moved to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it was based in Philly. William Daniels, that's his name, right?
Yeah,
Mr. Feeney.
Mr. Feeney.
Kit. Yeah,
Feeney.
Excellent.
Kit. Kit. It'll always be Kit.
Yes, Kit. Yeah, that's why I said Kit. I always want to say his name is William Devane, the other actor, and I always get him confused with completely different people. But yeah, William Daniels.
And Will Friedle, he was Terry McGinnis in the Batman Beyond cartoon. That's what I was thinking.
I want to see a fucking Batman Beyond movie, a live action one.
We were not supposed to see it, but Batgirl was supposed to have an old Batman in it, like training her almost like the Batman Beyond kind of thing. That would be good, especially if it was like in the future. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, Tom. Go.
No. The other thing I was thinking about that show though was Rich, you have to watch. There's a Vader episode or episodes. He shows up a couple times on that show. It's they do a little bit of a wrestling thing. It's pretty cool.
So he plays Ethan Suplee. Ethan Suplee was one of the bullies who ended up becoming like kind of like one of their friends, but Vader is his dad.
Yeah.
Which funny that we were talking about My Name is Earl, because have you guys seen Ethan Suplee lately?
He's jacked.
Yeah.
Dude. Talk about a body transformation. Like, he was, I don't remember his character's name on My Name is Earl, but I remember that he was like
Randy.
a big, like, he was a chubby dude. He was whatever. He's fucking ridiculously jacked. Like Braun Strowman, like jacked.
Yeah, he was Randy. He was Earl's brother, Randy.
Yeah.
No, he's he's been in a lot of stuff that we've liked over the hell. He's in the Kevin Smith universe,
Sailboat. Who's this Sailboat? He's got that saggy skin because he lost the weight quick. He is jacked though. Damn.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, he's fucking ripped.
Hey, Tom, going back on Mr.
pounds.
Feeney, I know him as John Adams from 1775. Thank you.
What's
okay.
75?
He weighed 536 pounds at his heaviest, and now he has 9% body fat, according to this people.
That is insane.
Fuck.
Yeah,
God damn.
post some things so you guys can look at the pictures I'm looking at.
What?
Let's be professional. Here it is.
Let's be professional.
Okay.
Who's
Well,
that?
White
Jonah Hill.
helped him.
Jonah Hill had a big, but Jonah Hill didn't get ripped like this. This is
Right.
This is impressive.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Well, Jonah Hill's not funny anymore.
That's because only fat people are funny.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
it's
why our
crazy.
show is so good.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
Sailboat. Sailboat.
Of course,
so there
there's
is a
Tom Arnold.
callback to that in Clerks 3, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, is there? Cool.
Yes, there is a
Awesome.
callback. Which where's my phone? They just announced the digital sales and stuff of that.
Oh, did it? Cool.
Yeah, let me see. No, that's not it. Fuck.
Is
where
it before Christmas?
Let's see. So yeah, it's actually December. Okay, so Blu-ray and DVD release is on December 6th. 4K digital release expected on October 14th.
Oh wow, cool. That's
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, so I'm oh wait, Lionsgate. Okay, Lionsgate has also set a fall release on Blu-ray. Wait a second. So
If you don't mind
I'll-
watching a phone recorded video of it, it's available to download on the Pirate Bay.
oh, there you go. So I don't
Thanks,
know
Bob,
if this is
up there for us.
I don't know if this is saying that see, Lionsgate is saying that
Anyway,
Blu-ray and
riveting.
DVD release is on
Content is
December
awesome.
December 6th, 4K release expected on 12th. But they're saying also a fall release on Blu-ray and DVD on October 18th and digital version expected on September 27th. So
since we're
I
talking
don't
about
know.
releases, I just picked up the 4K version of The Lost Boys that just came out.
oh yeah.
And I can't wait to see me some Saxman in 4K.
Did you guys see all right, Rich, I'm sure you've
That'd be a
seen
good
Aqua
reboot, by the way. That'd be an awesome reboot, The Lost Boys.
I thought they did.
No, they did they did sequels. They were horrible. I want
Did you
like
get-
a on reboot with new kids and stuff like that in there.
So Richie, I know you've seen Aqua Teen Hunger Force, right?
I have.
Okay. Tom, Danielle, are you
Yes.
familiar with Aqua Teen? Okay. They just released the full complete series on DVD, and it's like I forget how many discs, but it's like $100 and some dollars, that just released, and they're getting ready to release a new movie too that comes out, I think, in October or November.
That was the meatball, right?
Yeah, it was
You
Meatwad.
made every time we would go visit you, you made us sit there and watch it.
Well,
I don't know if that's something I could watch again.
Dude, I still
I could barely watch it back then.
I did I still think of the Moonanites are awesome.
Yes.
And then there was an episode, it may have been the Moonanites episode. Which one did he have the Foreigner belt? Where it had powers from Foreigner songs, like you could freeze people because cold as ice.
That was
Vision.
Was
that the Moonanites one too?
That was one of the Moonanites episodes. There's that one. I liked Hand Banana, where he made the dog that kept on fucking him because he sucked his hand. They got a dog cloning kit, and they were supposed to put dog stuff like dog DNA in the pool, and instead Shake stuck his hand in the pool, and so it ended up making a dog that was just shaped like Shake's hand, and it used to come up. No, it would never talk when anybody else is around, but whenever it was just him and Shake, he would tell him how he was going to fuck him in the ass.
That
and then
spin-off from Space Ghost, which could use a remake too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then there was another episode called Dickisode, where there were these sentient dick aliens that ran a place called Wongburger, and they had a contest where you could win all kinds of different prizes, but then you had a 1 in 5 chance of getting your dick ripped off. And so these little dancing dick people would come by and try and cut your dick off. And it was, I don't know, it was funny. It's much funnier if you see it than if I try to explain it.
This might also be why you don't have a girlfriend.
But just chalk it up to one of the myriad reasons.
Still better than any of the Tim and Eric shows they got.
Oh, fuck Tim and Eric.
Yeah.
That show sucked ass. But Richie, yeah, Space Ghost, I would love to see more Space Ghost, but C. Martin Kirker died.
We can get another guy. Bring somebody else. It's fine. Whatever.
Well, Richie's like, resurrect him. It's fine.
It was Gary Owens originally anyway.
Well, no. He wasn't the voice of Space Ghost. He was the voice of, I think, was it Brack and Zorak. I think he voiced either one or both of Brack and Zorak. So, but I would love to see a Space. I've been rewatching Space Ghost Coast to Coast on whatever streaming service it's on. So,
I wish we started up again too. Rick and Morty. I don't think they've been as good as the Beavis and Butthead.
No, I'll take the Beavis and Butthead remake over Rick and Morty.
I'm surprised at how good the Beavis and Butthead stuff is. It
really is good.
Well,
yeah, one of the videos in the last one was WAP.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I haven't seen that episode yet. Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's like they said that they looked like they were real estate agents in a house that had prostitutes. With horse. This room gets a little wet though. Very good.
Well, guys, anyone else want to throw last minute remake notes before we put the bow on this one?
I said The Fly. We said that one. That was good.
The video for WAP. They should remake it.
Worship and Praise.
Yes, Worship and Praise. Crash CTR. Christ the Redeemer.
Christian songs.
Here you go. The one that I really hope that they do remake is Flight of the Navigator, if anybody remembers that.
I remember that.
Everybody remembers that. Yeah.
I think that would be really cool to see it with like today's technology.
I think so too. I agree. I would like that. What about how about an actual new sequel to Tron?
There was supposed to be another Tron. I liked Legacy. It wasn't.
Oh, I did too. I liked Legacy.
They did a cartoon that was really good too, like around the same time. It had Paul Rubens in it, going back to Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, I did not know that until the other night. I did not realize that he was the voice of the.
See you later, Navigator. Yes.
So apparently there is going to be some kind of new Tron property.
Yeah.
And that's how they're going to tie that into the one that the new roller coaster at Disney World. So hopefully that doesn't suck.
That goes back to anything that's got the dude in it. It's good in my book.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
Well,
I guess until
shop here.
And until next time, we have been the Noise Brigade. Check us out at doyoulikbears.com, doublewidecoffin.com, noisebrigadepod.com, alwaysbechupacabra.com, chupacabraForDicks.com, harleyquinsmith 8myballs.com, harambepox.com, and what am I missing? I'm missing 3.
No.
Big Judy.
Yeah,
Big
that one.
beefy shootyboys.com.